from a basement studio somewhere down under. It's the 80s Show with Australia's Retro Man. On tonight's show, Retro Man dusts off his magazine collection and shows you issue 2 of movie 80. Well, what are we waiting for? Lights, camera, Retro Man.
G'day viewers, Retro Man here and welcome to the 80s Show. Now today I'll be continuing on with our movie magazine series from the 80s, and this is where I'll be dusting off some of my mags from the 80s and showing them off essentially. It's a bit of a show and tell here on the 80s Show, and movie magazine from down under. What a treat that was. I collected a lot of these. And today we'll be taking a look at this one. This is movie 80, number 2. And it features Bo Derek on the cover. Let's check this out. I am going to walk through this magazine and it's going to be fun. So here we go, guys. This magazine is movie 80, number 2, featuring the very beautiful Bo Derek on the cover. And let's take a look inside. This cost only $1. And we have the Black Hole here, poster for that Disney film. And we've got Steve Martin on the table of contents here. That's from his movie, The Jerk. And we've got another feature on the Black Hole here. And moving right along. Oh, gone too far. Oh, no Bo peeping. That's a bit of a revealing shot from Bo Derek. And another page on the Black Hole. And we've got The Jerk here, a double-page feature here with Steve Martin. And Hide in Plain Sight, James Caan. That was a bit of a thriller. And Harlequin. We're moving right along now. This is Robert Powell in Harlequin. And The Awakening. This was a weird little movie with Charlton Heston. And look at this, an Aussie classic, Breaker Morant. What a movie that was. It raised the profile of Jack Thompson, a great Aussie actor. And another page there on Breaker Morant, a neat little double. And we've got When a Stranger Calls. Oh, that scared a lot of people, that film with Carol Kane. And we've got Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet. Starting Over. This was a change of pace film for Burt Reynolds. And he did a tremendous job in that film, actually. One of his best acting performances. It also had Candice Bergen. And wow, what a team. The Jazz Singer with Neil Diamond. That was a big film back in 1980. We've also got Hero at Large here. Wow, with John Ritter. I remember that. A bit of a superhero spoof. John Ritter, he went well before his time. Poor guy, but great comedian. The Buddy Holly Story. What a film that was, with Gary Busey, or Gary Busey, however you'd like to pronounce that one. And that was a movie well before La Bamba ever came on the scene. It was about the day the music died. The Buddy Holly Story, and that fabulous entertainer, Buddy Holly. What a great rock and roller. And he went well before his time, that guy. And we've got a nice, wow, great poster there. The amazing Buddy Holly in the sensational Buddy Holly Story. And The Great Santini. That's a film with Robert Duvall. We've also got Yanks with Richard Gere. That was an interesting romance with a war backdrop. Quadrophenia. The Who's Quadrophenia, should I say. That's a bit of a rock and roll flick. Sting's also there. North Dallas 40. Man, that was an interesting film with Nick Nolte looking at American football, that one. Just Tell Me What You Want. Wow. I haven't heard of this one for a long time. That's an Ali McGraw film. And you've got this Manganine. This is an Australian film. And it was shot in Tasmania. And it's about Indigenous Australians, this one. However you pronounce it, Manganine. And then there's Being There. Peter Sellers and Shirley MacLaine. That was virtually Peter Sellers' last film, and quite a fine dramatic performance in that one with little touches of comedy. The Electric Horsemen, Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. What a team they were. The Electric Horsemen's a very interesting film with a political edge. We've also got When Time Ran Out. There was a big cast on board for that one. Paul Newman, Ernest Borgnine. Disaster film. We've got some soundtracks here. Lord of the Rings, Star Trek 10 and Life of Brian. little soundtracks area, which was great in the magazine. And Promises in the Dark, Marsha Mason. And we've also got a $1 Million Memories spot there with Doris Day. And Going in Style, this is Art Carney and George Burns dressed up there for that comedy. The Last Married Couple in America, we're actually referring to Natalie Wood and George Siegel, and even Dom DeLuise was in that one. And this is the sequel to Le Cage. No, that is Le Cage Follies, the original. That was a French film that made its way into world cinema. And we've got Walter Matthau here, and Little Miss Marker was the film at the time. And then we've got the Village People on the back there promoting Can't Stop the Music. That's Valerie Perrine. Milk shaking it up with the Village People. And we have another cigarette advertisement on the back. They were definitely doing the rounds at the time. So that's movie 80, number 2, with Bo Derek on the cover. That was a lot of fun. Some interesting movies there. Some of those were released in 79 in other parts of the world. But 1980 in Australia, that was a great mag. So there we have it, guys. Movie 80, number 2, with Bo Derek on the cover. She was definitely a face of the 80s, Bo. And it was fun looking through that magazine. I haven't looked through it for a long time. In fact, I might read some of the articles when I finish this video. And it's fun reflecting through this one. And Burt Reynolds was in here with Starting Over. That was definitely an interesting film for him. And hey, Gary Busey, Oscar nominated for the Buddy Holly story. And it really brings back the memories looking through these magazines. They're a lot of fun. This is Movie Magazine from Down Under. And I will be showcasing more of this magazine. This is a favourite of mine movie from Australia. And if you grew up in the 80s, you couldn't escape these magazines. They were front and centre at the cinema. And I mean, they were only $1 at the time. It was a pittance to pay for such a slice of movie memorabilia, essentially. And share your movie magazine memories in the box below. And that just about does it for today, guys. But I will be back at a later date with a movie 80, number 3. In the meantime, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. This is Retro Man, living the dream, 80s style. Stay gold!
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang and with more surprises than a jumping kangaroo. Please subscribe and good night, viewers.